Hi guys, I hope you had a good day today. As usual, it's a Tuesday and my Gotham review is just about to start. So before you go any further guys, quick spoiler alert. Obviously I'm going to be spoiling last night's episode because it's the review for last night's episode. And I probably will be spoiling the beginning of season 2 and possibly parts of season 1 as well. So if you're worried about spoilers, you haven't caught up yet, go away, get all caught up with Gotham and then come back and watch the video once you've watched Gotham, or if you haven't watched Gotham yet, why don't you give it a shot? You might actually enjoy it. A lot of people I know watch it, and there's a lot of people that watch it that I know really enjoy it. Hopefully guys you'll watch it and really love it as well, and then you'll watch these videos and actually understand what's going on. So yeah, just a quick spoiler alert guys. Hope you enjoyed this video for Gotham. Okay, so the episode we're going to be reviewing is Season 2, Episode 4, which is called Strike Force. Now, the title, Strike Force, I guess, is because, well, it's obvious really this week, because Jim Gordon was giving his own Strike Team, should I say, Strike Team Alpha, straight from the Police Academy. So that was really good. I'll come on to that again in a bit more detail in a minute. So yeah, let's start with our 5 words or under review. So my 5 words or under this week is 4 words, and it's my 4 words are a little step back. A little step back, that was. Sorry. So I'll explain why at the end why it's a little step back, but probably you'll understand throughout the episodes as they go along. Okay, so first on to the characters then. Let's move on first of all as to our normal character, our big hero of the episode, Jim Gordon. Now I'm really glad to see him being used well and being appreciated at last. He's obviously been made second in command by Captain Nathaniel Barnes. I'll come on to him in a bit as well. And I like his return to the police academy. It was a good reminiscent moment where he was looking at the pictures and he saw himself in the graduations class, and it was just really nice to watch him go back there and realise that, oh yeah, this is how far I've come. And I really like that. I like the fact that he's been given a strike force as well. I think that's going to be possibly what he needs to clean up Gotham. And his standoff with Zaz with his strike force, which I'll come into a bit more detail later, was just really well acted. I thought really well written. It was really cleverly done, really suspenseful. I felt completely on edge throughout the whole thing. It was just a really good moment in general. And his speech to Penguin later on, near the end of the episode, was really good as well. And I really liked him kind of standing up to Penguin, saying, "Well, if the GCPD find out that I've been working with you, that's it for me." And I think he's now realising that he can't now work with Penguin anymore. He can't do any more favours with Penguin, because if he does, he could end up losing his job from the GCPD, and he doesn't want that. So I think he's now just trying to fight for his job as much as he's trying to save Gotham as a whole. So on to Harvey Bullock. Now I like him a lot more now. I liked him a lot more this week. He was in it a bit more. He had a bit more character time. It's good to see him back on a murder case. I think the murder of the two mayoral candidates, or one of the murders. We're not sure about the other one. But yeah, I think he was good back on the case. I thought it was funny to see him funny to watch him kind of joke around with the strike force a bit. I mean, I think he was a bit wary at first that, these were new recruits, they were going to be a bit, not good. But he was joking around with them near the end of the episode, and that's much better to see him joking around with them rather than to be enemies with them. So I'm going to add another character now. So my next character I'm going to add in is Captain Nathaniel Barnes. Now, I wasn't sure on him at first, because he did fire some of the GCPD officers for being criminals themselves, for having I think it was a drug addiction, robbery, things like that. He was just firing them for, and it was a bit, I mean, yes, okay, the police officers, they're supposed to be keeping the law, so by breaking the law, they're not keeping that law, but, I don't think they did anything wrong. They were still law-abiding citizens after they joined the GCPD, so he's going them on their track record before they joined the GCPD, I take it. But then he did grow on me over the episode. So as he got the strike force for Jim, I think he's starting to grow on me already, and I've only had him. He only been in it for one episode. I think it's going to be interesting to watch him clear up the GCPD, and I just want to know what he's going to do next to continue on his quest to clean it up. So let's look at the Strike Force then, the Strike Force in general. Now, I like their introductions to this series. I think it's really good. I think this is going to be an interesting addition to the show, as Theo Galavan had his Maniacs, and now to fight back with the Maniacs, we've got Jim Gordon's Strike Force. So together they will be quite a rival little group, two little groups. As I say, I love their standoff with Zaz, which was just perfectly orchestrated, and I think it was just really well written. I think because obviously there was no speech really, there wasn't a lot of speech in that scene. You had to rely a lot on the physical side of things. So them shooting at Zaz and six of them, four strike team members, and Harvey Bullock and Jim Gordon against one man, Victor Zaz, and they still didn't manage to kill him. I mean, Victor Zaz got shot, but he didn't die, and I think that's quite cleverly written. So I just really want to see what happens with them, and I was really worried that one of them had actually been killed already, the girl. I can't remember their names yet. I need to learn their names, but I will remember them probably in a few weeks' time if they're still in it. And I thought she'd been shot, and when she did get shot by Zaz, I was really concerned for her. But then it turns out the bulletproof vest actually protected her, so it was all right. And then finally on to the last lot of heroes. Bruce and Alfred. Now, it's good to see Bruce back at school, because he's good. It's good that he's back with people his own age, and I think that's going to really help him develop as a character, that he's back with people his own age, as opposed to just spending time with Alfred and Lucius and Jim Gordon. But I thought his meeting with Theo that they'd arranged last episode, or that they'd arranged at the beginning of this episode, was very short-lived, because he saw Silver in the fountain outside, and then Theo introduced him to Silver St. Cloud. I don't know more about her at the moment. I'm worried that Theo has sent Silver to spy on Bruce, but I'm hoping that he hasn't. So yeah, that's kind of Bruce. Now on to Alfred. I actually really hate Alfred at the moment, because Alfred's really horrible last night and cold-hearted after he slapped Selena. Now he did have a reason, I suppose, because he did slap Selena for killing Reginald Payne back in season 1. But there was still no excuse for what he did after that. So he slapped her for that, and then basically told her to get out of Bruce's life, because Bruce would be better off without her, and effectively she was a bad influence on Bruce. And then you saw her later on in the episode. I'll come back to her later actually, thinking about it. But then after she ran off, he made Bruce run home from school, because if you remember a few episodes ago, Bruce actually asked Alfred to train him, and this was the kind of first part of his training, Alfred said. So I thought that was quite funny, just to watch them two have a bit of a joke together. But Bruce didn't find it very funny, but obviously Alfred did, and I found it hilarious. I thought it was brilliant. So now, on to the villains. Now, I'm going to bring back Penguin. Obviously he was in it last week, but he wasn't in it a lot. Now this week, Penguin has a bigger role, and he is back. I am so glad about it. I mean, what a turn up for the books. He is working for Theo Galavan. Well, I say working for Theo Galavan. He has been forced to work for Theo Galavan because Theo and Tabitha have kidnapped his mother, of all people. You know, of all the people that they could have taken, they kidnapped his mother because they know that's the person he's going to get, that's going to get to him. So, I like the fact that he initiated the killing of the other mayoral candidates and actually murdered the woman himself. I can't remember their names either. But, I think we saw his more humane side last night as he cried and screamed at the end of the episode because Butch couldn't find Oswald's mother, or Penguin's mother, and they don't know where she is. But, wherever she is, I'm sure, hopefully, that Theo and Tabitha will keep her alive. Because he's doing essentially everything they've told him to do so far. So Butch Gilzine, we're going to have another little bit for him. So Butch Gilzine. So Butch, I think he was in it a lot more. He was in it a bit more last night, and he had a bit more of a role. I mean, you know, he did a bit more. He went with Penguin to kill the woman, and I thought it was a little bit better. but I still don't think he has enough to do. Whether that's just because I was so... I mean, he didn't have a lot to do season 1, thinking about it. He doesn't have a lot to do anyway, but I don't know, I think now that they made him the deciding factor of Gotham at the end of season 1, I feel like he should have more of a role, rather than just being essentially just a presence, a body, you know, on screen. I don't know, is there anyone else feeling like that? Please comment if you're feeling like that. Please comment if you're feeling that, you know, the Butch doesn't have enough to do. I just feel like he doesn't have enough to do. Okay, so moving on to Victor Zsasz. Now Victor Zsasz, I love whoever's playing him. I can't remember the actor's name, I don't actually know the actor's name, but I love whoever's playing him. He's a fantastic actor. I admire his bravery and his quirkiness so much, and his assassination of 5 men was quite impressive. So yeah, I just think the standoff outside the offices was great, and I just love him to be in it more often, because I don't think he gets enough time either. He just comes into it every other episode or so, and he kills somebody for Penguin, and he's gone again essentially, and I just feel like he needs a bit more of a role, just for me to feel like he's there and he's being really good, and, you know, it's Victor Zsasz work, you know. I mean, every time I see him I get excited. Last night he came on and I was really anticipating. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, Victor Zsasz is back. But then that one scene, he was gone again. And I just felt like he needs a bit more. So yeah. Now, Selena Kyle. Obviously I said earlier, I felt sorry for her because she was slapped. And I think she's now trying to come to terms, or she's upset because she's got to try to come to terms with the fact that she has to have an absence from Bruce in her life. And I don't think she wants that. I think she wants her and Bruce to be friends. But Alfred is really worried about what that influence will have on Bruce himself. And you actually saw her cry, I think, for the first time in the entire series. I don't think we've ever seen her cry before. And yet, it only took 26 episodes to get her to cry, but I just felt like it was really sad, and I felt really sorry for her. You know, I felt like I just wanted to give her a massive hug, even though I should feel bad, and I should feel on Alfred's side. Because she's a secondary villain, but I love her so much. She's just such a brilliant character. So yeah, that was that. Edward Nygma. Now I think it's great to see him and Miss Kringle getting together at last. I mean, I've been rooting for them two from the start. It's just taken forever for them to get there. It's brilliant watching him argue with himself again continuously, and it was even better when she was actually in the room and she said, you know, are you talking to me? When he said, get lost, or something like that. He said something along the lines. But actually, him saying that he had another voice in his head keeping himself in check, that actually made him and Miss Kringle get together, because they kissed after that. But I am annoyed that he actually admitted kind of the murder, or not a murder, he let slip about the murder of Officer Dawdy at the end of season 1. And he finally let slip last night that he's dead. And I think that was a bad move on his account, because now Miss Kringle's going to be really, really suspicious and is going to try and find out what happened to him. So yeah, I think that's really good though to see them getting together at last. So finally, although second to last on the characters then, Barbara. Now what's happened? I don't know what the hell happened to her. They were doing so well with her character development, they were doing so well with her characterisation, she was doing a brilliant job as acting. And then last night, she just felt like she wasn't there. She might as well not been there. She had one scene where she came in, kissed Tabitha, gave her drink to Penguin, and then walked out. Now, I don't know whether that was intentionally a good thing for us to tease at her being back again next week, but I don't know. There was just not enough for her either. I think some of these characters now, they're just starting to run out of ideas more, so they kind of do an episode where they just haven't got a lot to do, and then the next week they're back up again and they're in it all the time, you know. But yeah, that's Barbara. And finally then on the characters then, Theo and Tabitha Gallagher. Now Theo's plan to become mayor in order to control Gotham is very interesting. I think he's got a brilliant plan going on, and I think forcing Penguin to eliminate the other candidates was, and also getting Penguin to attempt to kill Theo was both devious but also exhilarating. It's brilliant watching him, because it means that Penguin no longer has full control over the city. I think, you know, he's had 3 episodes on top. And that's not a lot, I grant you, but I think Theo is now trying to get control of Gotham. And Theo's plan to build massive skyscrapers in Gotham where the residential areas are is quite horrible, and it's going to affect loads of people. But I think that's kind of what Theo is hoping for now, is that he can just run the city with his select few people, or his select number of people that he actually would have in the city. So, why did he introduce Silver to Bruce? I said this earlier. Maybe to spy on him, maybe just to be a friend to him. I doubt that one, but you know. What does he plan to do next with this plans? All these plans that he's got going on at once. I think they're all interweaving quite well. And what does he plan to do next? And just finally then, Tabitha was a bit useless again last night. She had no role as getting like Barbara. She was in it for one scene. The Penguin was in. I mean, she had a little bit. Yeah, she kind of turned on the television where they saw Penguin's mother being tied up. But there wasn't really a lot of role for her either. And I'd just like to say as well, the absence of Jerome. Now, Jerome was such a brilliant character, and I miss him. I miss him as a character, but I think his absence isn't really noticeable, which is quite good, because sometimes there's a character way the absence is noticeable, but I think his one isn't too bad, which shows that the storyline doesn't really need him to progress further. But so yeah, that's alright, I suppose. So my overall conclusion then is that it was a good episode, but not quite as exciting as last week's episode. However, I still enjoyed it. I just wish that next week they might bring in some more maybe some new characters, or maybe have a bit more bigger role for the characters that didn't have a big role this week, and that might boost it up to 8 or a 9 or even a 10. But my overall rating, this week is 7 out of 10. As I just said, I hope that they can boost it up to an 8 or a 9 next week, possibly even a 10. But I think it's going to take something exceptionally good to drag it up, or not to drag it up, to boost it up to a 10. So I'm thinking possibly if they carry on like this consistently, it's going to remain at about 7 next week. But if they give me something a bit more, wow, you know, shocking, I think it's going to be a bit more of an 8. It's going to be easier to give it an 8 or a 9. So this week's overall rating is a 7 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you have been enjoying my series so far. Hope you have a good rest of the day, and I will see you on Sunday for another top 5 picks video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and just continue to look out for any other videos I put up. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As I said earlier, you've been a great audience throughout these last few weeks with these Gotham videos. We're consistently sitting at about 20 views per video, which is quite good. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Hope you're enjoying Gotham, and I will see you all on Sunday. Bye!